Hello everybody, my name is Nicholas Shook and I'm here to talk to you about the dangers of vaping, the harmful side effects, and how to quit. So, as a teen, I'm surrounded by vapes every day, going to high school, everybody has a vape. Everybody hits a vape in the bathroom, in the back of class. They all think it's cool. You go to a party and you see everybody hitting a vape. And it's really tempting, but personally, I have not hit a vape. I don't see the point in it, but I also don't think it's cool to have a family member or somebody close to me in the hospital that is in there for a collapsed lung or because they have permanent lung damage because of the effects of vaping. And that is a real reality in today's world because teens and young adults have been inhaling these bad chemicals from vaping or e-cigarettes, and they're not healthy for you. So they do have bad side effects to your lungs, and collapsing lung and lung damage is one of those side effects. So what exactly is a vape? Let's get into that. So a vape is a battery operated device that contains aerosol. And aerosol is very toxic. It is not good for you, and that contains nicotine. And nicotine is the highly addictive part in vapes. Now, that's why so many teens and so many young adults have been hitting vapes, because of the nicotine. They want that almost like buzz from the nicotine. So the CDC reported that 9 million young adults and 5 million youths have been hitting vapes or are vaping, and that number's only on the rise. And that started in 2020. And it's now 2023, and now everybody that I know hits a vape, and it is really annoying because as somebody who doesn't vape, just watching them, it is pretty annoying. And I do try to tell them to stop, but they don't listen to me. So let's get into some of the bad side effects of vaping. Now, let's look at the obvious first, the respiratory issues. So, coughing, tired, just being tired, out of breath, getting up to go downstairs, you're out of breath. I know people who that is a true reality. They get up and they're already out of breath. They try walking to the fridge and they're out of breath because they have hit a vape so much. That should not be a thing. If you get up and you're out of breath, that is terrible. Now, aerosol is a toxic chemical, and like I said, that should not be going in your lungs. The CDC said that in 2020, 2,800 cases of where your lungs have been affected, lung damage, where there's been lung damage, 2,800 cases of lung damage. That was in 2020. There should not be that many cases of lung damage within young adults and people under 18. That should not be a reality, but sadly it is. And there were 68 deaths also caused by that. It is a sad reality that people are dying from vaping too much. Another harmful effect is the nicotine, the buzz, getting to your brain, and that messes with your dopamine receptors in your brain. So it can cause a little bit of brain damage, because then you're all thrown up and it wants you to almost fiend for that feeling again, because it's not natural. You're going to want more and more of it, and it's going to be harder and harder to fill that need of dopamine. And the Environmental Health Preservatives Group said that e-cigs vapor contains high doses of volatile organic compounds. If it's hard to say, you should not be putting it in your body. Volatile organic compounds. Like I said before, if it's hard, you should not be putting that in your body. That is so dangerous to your lungs and yourself in general. That's why if you vape, you have permanent lung problems. So, say you vape and you are addicted. Now, there must be ways to stop, and there are. Now, let me get this out of the way first. Vaping and the use of e-cigarettes is very hard to quit. We see it with actual cigarettes. Like, cigarettes are one of the hardest things to quit because nicotine is so hard to get off of. We see people resort to chewing tobacco, trying to get off of cigarettes, stuff like that. But in the end, it all causes lung cancer. So here's some steps to, get off of that. And one of the steps is to, just be educated. Be educated on what you're putting in your body. Know the effects. Sometimes it just takes a scare for you to stop. One of my friends that I'm close with personally, I showed him like, hey, you could get permanent lung damage, and he researched himself, he saw it, and he got so scared that he stopped. Now, it did take him a while because he was been doing it for so long, but eventually he got off of it, and he's still seeing some of the effects. But, after you're educated, try that. Try to remove some of the triggers. There are some things in your day that, cause you to get that feeling of, hey, man, I really need to get a vape. Try to remove those from your life. I know it's hard if you're at like a function or a party and people are vaping. Just try your best, stay away from that and just try to remove those from your life. And then whenever you do get that, urge where, hey, I really need to vape, you can always resort to, exercising when you get that feeling, or, things like that, just to get your mind off of it, just to get you away from that feeling. Because, the longer you go, the more that feeling is going to come up. So you're going to want to have to find different hobbies, just get your mind off things. So like chess, like I said before, exercising, just things like that. And then you can always seek a professional, because they are the best to go to. They do that for a living, and they will help you. As long as you seek help, you will get help. But that should be worst case scenario. But so now you've learned what a vape is, what the harmful side effects are, and how to stop. So next time when you're at a party or at a function, or you're with your friends, or you're just sitting at home and you get that feeling, or somebody comes up to you and says, hey, you want to hit this vape? You're like, no. I've learned that it causes many bad side effects, and it is not a good thing to do. So thank you for listening.